Good afternoon, everyone. As part of today's session, we are going to handle here American literature. I am going to share the screen and I switch off the camera. It would be convenient for both of us to continue with our session today with a clear PPT. If you have any doubts, please make a note of it. At the end, we'll discuss.
Okay, ma'am.
Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. As part of today's session, we are going to complete block 4 and 5. In block 4, we are going to handle drama, American drama, and in block 5, recent trends as well as African American literature. So block 4, drama, it deals with the overall description of today's class is included here. The beginnings is up to 1800s and the American drama from it is divided as per the prescribed syllabus. American drama from 1800 to 1865, then American drama from 1865 to 1914, then the impact of realism as a movement over American drama, then American drama between two world wars, because much experimentation has been done at the time of between these two world wars in the field of literature, then Expressionism as a movement, then main authors of this particular time or period related to both the movements like realism and expressionism, Eugene ONeill and Arthur Miller, and later contemporary dramatists. When we move on to the beginnings of American drama, here we can discuss the position of drama. Because in drama, I mean, especially in American literature, drama did not flourish like poetry or novel at the beginnings because of various reasons. It began, of course, as per other developments like poetry and drama, but did not get recognition or a kind of impact at the time, at the beginning moments. So the little theatrical activity took place before 1800s due to various reasons, because at the beginning, actually survival was the major issue in front of all the immigrants. Because of those harsh living conditions, weather conditions in that alien land, because England weather or European weather conditions were quite opposite to American conditions. So they concentrated on their livelihood first. And then they believed that hard work, all these things we already discussed, I mean, we already knew, but still as a fresh, the reasons behind the lacking of drama in American literature, I am focusing on now. So they believed in hard work. So they could concentrate on economical pursuit instead of concentrating on their profession, like literature. And the major reason is religious reason, that is Puritanism. We all knew that Puritanism never encouraged theatrical practices or stage performances at the times of 1600s. Theaters were banned. Before Restoration period, theaters were never prevailed. I mean, were closed completely due to various religious reasons. So because of all these reasons, the position of American drama before 1800s was very little. And not only that, some of the colleges even after that, after having a lot of analysis over the entertainment regions, some colleges introduced drama as an activity in their to their students. So there we see drama in 1700s. So there we have different authors, like very major authors, very few of course. Most of the dramatists who wrote at that moment were actors, none other than the actors. Thomas Godfrey is a very famous playwright of the beginnings. The Prince of Parthia, he wrote this, and the Contrast is considered as the first American comedy, and it deals with patriotism. Then William Dunlop is considered as the father of American drama. Then when we move on to 1800s to 1865, because though America got independence prior to these years, but still the country was not framed properly as an independent. They kept on looking for the support of their motherland, England. So there was some sort of imitation even took place in even literature. So when we focus on the drama of 1800s, of course, it continued the qualities of prior years, 1700s itself. The drama which was written based on these four actions, like the function of drama in those years, means 1700s to 1800s, was like they saw this drama as a source of entertainment and a weapon of political satire. Please look at the page number 168 in your course book. And drama is a means of praising the new nation, means the developments, the improvement which has been taking place in the nation. And they also considered drama as a vehicle of moral preaching. Then additional features, of course, though the drama of 1800s to 1865 followed all these previous elements or previous purposes of drama, but still they added some additional features to their writings, such as poetic drama, character types, and the Minstrel Show. Poetic drama is nothing but a drama which is having poetic elements. That means verses. The characters produce their dialogues in a poetic language, in a verse language, V-E-R-S-E. So this poetic drama refers to the plays which combine both the qualities, means quality of drama as well as quality of poetry. So the characters talk in verse language and they concentrate on the reality of life. And these poetic dramas used to give sensuous joy to the audience. And then character types. Here we have different characters, like previously the characters were not given freedom, extreme freedom. Here from the 1800s onwards, white Americans, American Indians, and the Negroes were introduced as their characters, means the stories or the dramas are based on the lives of all these characters, like white Americans who are struggling to get freedom from their capitalists, their owners like British. We see this kind of character, white American, represented as Yankee. Yankee is the white American inhabitant of New England. New England is, I think you are aware of it. New England is the first settlement of American nation, based on 13 colonies at the initial times. So this Yankee is the inhabitant of course, English, of course, American, but having some problem in the life, especially related to culture. And then American Indians. These are none other than the people migrated from India, as well as the locals. American Indians are the natives. And then the Negro. Negro means the African Americans who were brought as slaves or in the part of migration. They had been brought to America. So all these people are struggling in their lives, having their own problems. So these kind of characters have been introduced after 1800s in the dramas. Then what is this minstrel show? Minstrel show is a kind of technique. You can see the picture there. Minstrel show is a kind of variety kind of appearance of stage, and it is meant for entertainment, and it includes, the show includes all the music, dance, as well as comic elements. I'm not going into the details. Comic enactment takes place in this minstrel shows. Generally, the characters, they wear mask like, black color on their faces and act as black people, especially related to racial discrimination. Then American drama after 1865. Why these years are so particular, so important? Because from 1860 to 1865, 1860 to 1865, civil war took place in America due to the problem, racial discrimination due to slavery, the prevail of slavery. Some of the states of United States of America were interested to abolish slavery. Some of them were interested to maintain that slavery. So because of that, these years are so prominent in the history of American nation. So that even reflected in the field of literature, especially in poetry, as well as in novel. We could see all these things in the previous classes, like Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, how slavery made two characters to have a long voyage, long journey over that Mississippi River. And most of the poems also based on these conditions, the disturbances which took place in American nation. So the literature, especially the drama, American drama from 1865 to 1914, means the beginning of First World War. The drama between the end of American Civil War to the beginning of World War I. So here drama is considered as a responsibility. Writing a drama is like a respectable profession instead of a mere profession. because the authors of this period could feel that responsibility, social responsibility to teach something, some morality to their readers or audience. And there was a shift from romantic melodrama to realism. We can discuss this realism in detail later. Romantic melodrama, up to 1865, the drama was based on romantic melodrama. But now, 65 onwards, writers started to show or to portray the reality as it is. And these years focus on the problems of society. Authors focus on the problems of society. Means gradually, in relation to realism, gradually there is a shift from romantic kind of portrayal to the reality. That means the problems which prevailed in the society, social problems especially at that moment. Then these dramas, which were written between 1865 to 1914, emphasized on artistic presentation. The playwrights of this period devoted more attention to artistic presentation instead of following the traditional or conventional way of presentation. They focused much on artistic presentation, and they displayed deeper insight in their themes. Means a kind of search, a kind of digging, a kind of brainstorming which took place in the dramas of this period. And the writings of this period especially focused on the reality of life. Then the impact of realism on American drama. The second half of 19th century, it shifted its interest from romanticism or sentimentalism to realism, which took place in a great extent. And some writers gave prominence to local color. What does it mean? Local color means a particular place. It indicates particular place or region, means regional novels focusing on a particular category of people, particular place, their customs, their rules and regulations, their language, means dialect, and their characters. The issues prevailed especially at that region. They focused on. Some writers gave prominence to this local color. And some of the important themes of this drama, realistic drama, are race relations, marriage, divorce, immortality, some economic issues, because poverty leads to so many problems. Economic scarcity leads to so many issues in our life. So it is a truth of life. Then clashes between working class and their capitalists, industrialists and laborers. So these are the major themes focused by some of the authors, especially at the time of realism, after between these years, 1865 to 1914. And William Dean Howells is considered as the father of American realism. And he wrote 36 plays, and he rebelled against the sentimentality which prevailed prior to him in fiction as well as in drama. And his plays are good examples of realism, the movement in drama. And he depicted life, his dramas depicted life truthfully without hiding anything. And he was opposed to the poetic drama which prevailed prior to this period. And he never accepted soliloquies, asides. These are all some of the techniques, some of the dramatic techniques can be taken up by dramatists especially. So as per his interest, William Dean Howell's interest, realistic drama should deal with the problems of real life. So of course, writing itself, literature itself means the representation of life. So in that way, in a link with that, drama must deal with problems of real life with truthfulness as the main issue. So this is the contribution of William Howells for drama. Then American drama between two world wars. Of course, after a while, we have a revival of poetic drama before the World War. Of course, after though there was a strong influence of realism in the field of drama, but still there was a revival of poetic drama at the beginning of 20th century. And poetic drama contrasts completely against realistic drama. Please, all the participants, please mute yourself. American drama between two world wars. This is a golden period for American drama because we can see a great development in drama between these two periods, between two world wars. And some of the authors, playwrights like Eugene ONeill is responsible for this development. And playwrights of this period especially, they felt greater responsibility towards the society because world wars, these two world wars damaged the world. Not only one country or the other, not only one soldier or the other, not only one citizen or the other. It damaged whole world. So drama was like a medium to get out of that destruction, to get out of that trauma. So playwrights felt greater responsibility to show the reality which took place at the time of World War, as well as like they felt the drama as a comfort to the society or the people. So much of varieties of plays were written in these moments: social comedy, folk drama, poetic drama, plays of social commentary. Social comedy is different from social commentary. Some of the problem plays were written at this moment, and even satirical plays related to politics, related to communities, related to society were written at this moment, and even experimental plays took place at this particular period. Drama between two world wars. Then, as a result of this experimental plays, Expressionism came into existence. So this Expressionism is nothing but a movement, a style of writing, writing of drama especially, in which artist or the writer tries to express the inner world of emotion. Means the character or the writer who deals with that particular role or that particular story tries to show the inner reality, inner world of emotion. What is the actual feeling inside rather than the outside reality? Your condition is not important. What you are thinking towards, that is important. What is going on in your mind and heart is important in Expressionism. So it came into existence as a reaction against Realism. So Realism showed everything as it was outside, whereas Expressionism tried to show everything which had been going on inside. Try to differentiate both the movements. And it originated in Germany, not in England or not in America. It took birth in Germany. And it aimed at the expression of emotions of the author as well as the characters. And some of the themes laid emphasis on this period are anxiety. Anxiety due to various issues, various realities which were going on, not outside, inside, anxious. Why that character is so anxious towards the things which have been going on in his life. And that leads to, that over anxious nature leads to insanity. Insanity is nothing but becoming mad, going mad, or going into depression. And other theme is discrimination. Discrimination in a sense, racial discrimination, cultural discrimination, social discrimination. These are all specific terms related to discrimination. So we can see a detailed text related to these Expressionism, especially the Hairy Ape by Eugene ONeill is a perfect example for Expressionism. Due to that anxiety, why people are treating that hairy ape in that way, why he is not at all given recognition, why people are ignoring his identity, etc. Because he is a Yankee. He suffered a lot out of this ignorance, a kind of loneliness he suffered from. So these are the themes prevailed at the time of Expressionism. Then Eugene ONeill as a mentioned writer of our course. And we are going to concentrate on his Desire Under the Elms in detail later. Eugene ONeill, all the participants, please mute yourself. Eugene ONeill is a prominent figure of American drama. We can't discuss, we can't even think of American drama without Eugene ONeill. Eugene ONeill's contribution to American drama is significant and memorable. And he paved like a path, a road, a route to American drama. And he wrote extremely tragedies, only tragedies. One exception is there, a single comedy, Wilderness, he wrote. And he was interested in experimental plays of European authors. Some of the experimental techniques were introduced at that time by the European authors. He was interested in those plays of European authors. And he also studied in his, as part of his academics, he also studied psychology, philosophy, and the impact of those subjects were also there in his work. And he was influenced by the works of psychologists like Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. So that psychological points or issues he included in his works. Psychoanalytical theory. he also included in his works. And he was attracted to German Expressionism because Expressionism took its origin in Germany. So he was attracted to Expressionism, German Expressionism, and he makes use of, in his writings, he makes use of Greek myths as well as biblical references in his writings. And he also introduced so many symbols in his works. Actually, a character itself is a symbol. Man itself is a symbol in his play. I mean, according to his words, he himself said in one of the interviews, especially in relation to Hairy Ape, he conveyed one statement. Man is, this play is a symbol of man who has lost his old harmony with nature. The harmony which he used to have as an animal and has not yet acquired in a spiritual way. The struggle used to be with the gods, but is now with himself, his own past, his attempt to belong. The author here, Eugene ONeill, is trying to convey the condition of the character from the hairy ape. The protagonist of Hairy Ape could not find his own place. He could not manage his identity to which he belonged to. What is his position? What is his identity in this society? And he couldn't even attach himself as a creature of this nature. So that is the problem here, focused by Eugene ONeill. And the themes which he focused in general are alienation. Alienation means feeling of some loneliness. Of course, the person is in the group, but unable to feel that presence, the assurance from the group. So some of the themes of Eugene ONeill are alienation, man's quest for meaning, search for meaning, as well as Oedipus complex, which we can see in Desire Under the Elms. Desire Under the Elms is a drama which is prescribed for our syllabus here. The plot is divided into 3 acts. It is the story of a family. Parts are same. And the main characters in this drama are Ephraim Cabot, Eben Cabot, and Abby Putnam. These are the major characters. Of course, we have other characters, very minor, Simeon and Peter, other 2 sons of Ephraim Cabot. Ephraim Cabot is the father. Eben, Simeon, and Peter are his 3 sons. Abby Putnam is his 3rd wife. I think you are aware of the story. So you must concentrate here more than the story. Characters are important. Character analysis is important. So here the characters are portrayed in such a manner that internal nature, internal or the tendencies more than the external relations, internal feelings, internal emotions are so much important in these characters. So all the characters, almost all the names are taken, I mean, having some biblical references. Ephraim Cabot is a biblical name taken up from the Bible as the progenitor of the tribes of Israel. Like Eben Cabot is like considered as the one more biblical character.
Yes.
Ebenezer. which means a stone of hope. Please check all the characters here. Go through the details of all these characters. And Abby is the third wife. So through the extramarital affair between Eben Cabot and Abby Putnam, though there are various reasons, personal reasons, interest, to maintain that extramarital affairs, but still it is dealing with, it is in connection to all these Greek myths. The Oedipus complex, Oedipus myth, Phaedra myth, Medea myth. So concentrate on these three myths. What are they and what is the actual history of all these Greek myths? And the themes which are there in this drama are sex and desire. That desire leads us to our destination, whether it is good or bad. So when man loses his control over his tendencies or his appetite or his desire, then that decides his future. It is clearly shown in the drama. Then passion. Passion is different from desire. Desire is a momentary one. Passion is everlasting one. Try to have that difference. And revenge is one of the major themes of this desire under the elms. And religion, because this Ephraim Cabot is a Puritan follower, and according to him, his God is so hard, so tough, stone-like. And family. So though there is a family, there is a design of family, but nowhere we see the connections among the characters. And loneliness, especially Ephraim Cabot suffers from this loneliness. In order to avoid that loneliness, at the age of 75, he could marry Abby Putnam, who was half of his age. But at the end of the drama, he couldn't get rid of that loneliness. He suffered. His fate was designed like that. He suffered from that loneliness. And nature. Nature here is described here on the picture. The nature means the setting of the drama here it also plays a major role in the drama. I think you can understand these details with these details. Then Arthur Miller. Arthur Miller is a prominent author of American drama. And he is famous for dramas. At the beginning of his career, he could not find any success, but at the later part, he became a world famous playwright. And he was shaped by, his writings were shaped by Great Depression. Great Depression is a historical... Is there anything to ask?
You can repeat one more time.
Which one, ma?
First one.
Great Depression, prominent playwright. Arthur Miller became a prominent playwright, and his works are shaped by Great Depression. Great Depression was like an economical recession kind of situation which took place after World War II in America. So his dramas were shaped by Great Depression. And he was influenced by Henrik Ibsen, a Norwegian writer. And his important works are Death of a Salesman, The Crucible, All My Sons, A View from the Bridge. Death of Salesman is prescribed for our syllabus in detail. And the themes in general, I am telling, the themes are like appearance versus reality. This is one of the major themes of Death of a Salesman. And politics. Politics is one of the themes in All My Sons. The narrow-mindedness of society. Once again, the theme of Death of a Salesman. Manual labor, once again, the theme of Death of a Salesman. These are the major themes included in the works of Arthur Miller. And Death of a Salesman is the story of a salesman. See the image here. Though he has been salesman itself, he needs to travel a lot. He needs to be away from his home. But still, he can't cut his connection with his family. He can't get rid of all his responsibilities, though he is away from his family. So the drama was published in 1949. It deals with American society and its values, especially American predicament. How a person tries to prove himself. Without having a lot of economic pursuit, he can't be judged. He can't be respected. He can't be assessed. So under that pressure, the main character, Willy Loman, sacrificed his life at the end. I think you are aware of the story. So main characters are Willy Loman, Linda Loman, wife and husband. Willy Loman is the protagonist, the husband, and Linda is his wife. Biff and Happy are two sons of Willy Loman. So see the characters and try to understand the connections among the characters. Who is loyal to whom? Who is important for the life of the other? And at the end, what happens? And what is the, of course, along with these two acts, it is divided into two acts. Apart from that, there is a requiem, like an epilogue at the end, a prayer like at the end of the drama, which shows the actual condition, the future of the family there. And there is a lot of realistic elements in the play. All the realistic details which have been taken from Henrik Ibsen by Arthur Miller. So the name itself indicate low man, L-O-W. Instead of L-O-W, here only L-O-R given. So economically and socially, he is low in degree, in position, in condition. So that realistic life of a salesman is depicted here. And American cities, how busy the cities were, the people were at that moment. All the subways, all the busy lives are given here. And the importance of life insurance money for the survival of the family after the death of its head, how much important it is. All these things are included as the elements of realism in the play. Then there is an expressionistic technique also in the play. Death of a Salesman uses, the author uses several expressionistic techniques to describe the state of mind of Willy Loman. What is happening in his mind? In reality, outside or in the society, in his surroundings, what is going on is clearly visible on the stage. But what is happening in his mind is important. So here expressionistic techniques helped Arthur Miller to portray the actual trauma or actual painful life of Willy Loman. Then contemporary drama. So here we see two major authors, Tennessee Williams, and then, one second. Especially Tennessee Williams' Glass Menagerie is given as the major drama. So here Glass Menagerie is talking about the problematic life of a woman. Without having the support of her husband, how she could deal with her own life, her own family, how she is going to establish a better future for her children. Tom Wingfield is the narrator. Actually, this play is not like a regular play. It is a memory play. through which Tom Wingfield narrates the flashback which happened already in the family, Wingfield's family. Amanda is his mother, Laura is his sister, and Jim Connor is a visitor. And the themes of Glass Menagerie are sickness. How that sickness, mental sickness, more than the physical sickness, how that leads to the failure of something, and the loss of faith over themselves, loss of relationships, loss of family values, etc. Then as a result of this sickness and loss, of course, characters suffer from frustration. So some of the technical innovations are also included in this drama. Photographic realism was introduced by Tennessee Williams. Some of the lighting techniques, some music, some screen devices are added, as well as the symbols, glass figurines. Laura is so much, fond of that unicorn glass figurine, how carefully she handled all those figurines, but she couldn't handle her own life in that handle with care manner. Then block 5, I think time won't be sufficient, but I try to finish it off. Recent trends in American literature. In this, we are going to concentrate on women voices, how women expressed themselves in the field of literature, especially, of course, though it is a mixture of all the genres of writing, drama, poetry, novel, prose, etc. And Jewish writing, another important area which we need to concentrate on, Jewish writing. Then African American literature. So here, women's voices. So literature which was written by women, talks about women, is not women's voice. Women's literature is nothing but which shows, which is based on, which concentrates women's experiences from within. Means how women feel, what they think, what they could understand, how they respond. These are all related to women's literature here. Of course, we have been having so many women authors like Emily Dickinson, like Phyllis Wheatley from the beginning, but still Anne Bradstreet, etc., etc. But at recent ages, we have been having these women's voices came into limelight. And this literature, women's literature, deals with the element of universality, which is appealing to each and every country, irrespective of race, irrespective of nationality. And women's literature is based on the quest for inner reality. What is happening inside of that character is concentrated here. An interior journey. There is, instead of external portrayal or descriptions, the surroundings, there is an interior journey in women's literature. Going inside, talking to ourselves, focusing on the female mind, etc. Important authors included here are Joyce Carol Oates, Toni Morrison. These two are the fictional writers, novelists, and Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye is like the real portrayal of African American treatment, the treatment towards African American citizen. Then women's autobiography. So here we have Ellen Glasgow as a writer. Autobiography, I think no need of explaining this. Then women's drama. Here we must focus on Lorraine Hansberry. Lorraine Hansberry is actually African-American playwright, but she focused on the incidents which took place around her neighborhood, especially the Raisin in the Sun drama. Of course, we can include that in African-American literature unit. Then women's poetry. Here we have to focus on, more than Anne Sexton, we have to focus on Sylvia Plath. She is having her origin from Hitler background, because her father was a strong follower of Adolf Hitler. So Lady Lazarus is a poem which is purely autobiographical in nature. It shows the suffering of a woman in her life under the control of male domination, under the control of her father as a child, as well as under the control of her husband, who is a famous animal poet, Ted Hughes. Her husband is. So Lady Lazarus is a poem which clearly shows how she could feel that depression, and how much painful her life was under the dominating nature of all these men. In this poem, she talked about, at the end of 207, page number 207, she mentioned dying is an art, like everything else. So after having lot of churning or a kind of brainstorm in her mind, in her heart, in her soul, she decided to commit suicide. And it was not a single attempt. She attempted 3 times. At the 3rd time, at the last moment, she could be successful in that, in dying. So dying is an art. She conveyed here as an art, dying as an art. And I do it exceptionally well. I do it exceptionally well. What does it mean? Means she conveyed, prior to her publication of this poem, she confirmed that she is going to die at that attempt. So I felt so pity of this author, Sylvia Plath. The painful condition of women, her own voice is clearly conveyed through this poem. Then next is Jewish writings. Jewish authors are the immigrants came to America, especially between 1881 to 1924. It is also, Jewish writing also deals with, it deals with the problematic life of Jews in America. So important authors are Bernard Malamud, Saul Bellow, Norman Mailer. Of course, these writings are some way or the other little complex in nature, unable to get clear descriptions as readers, but still, if we go deep inside, we can find the predicament of modern man, especially in Saul Bellow's Seize the Day. Seize the Day is a novel written in 7 chapters, I think. Please once check. And there, the problem of the protagonist is alienation. He is living among the people, but unable to find that unity, unable to find that assurance from the people there. And Jewish poetry, Adreni Rich, is like a poem included in our syllabus. Breakfast in a Blowing Alley. she is, she got inspiration from Robert Frost and W.B. Yeats. It is clearly revealed in her poems at the beginning of her literary career. I'm not going into the details. I need to focus on African American. Because without African American literature, there is no identity for American literature. So Harlem Renaissance, African American literature is of showing their African American conditions or the people life and their narratives, etc. Even slave narratives are there in this element. Harlem Renaissance is a movement which took place in Harlem district of New York, and where people are suffering from alienation kind, because they couldn't practice their own culture, especially Harlem Renaissance. As a cultural movement, it came into existence. And Harlem was a symbolic capital of this movement, the place, as well as it is a time for great creativity and art, 1920s to late 1920s to mid 1930s. And Langston Hughes is the father of Harlem Renaissance. And from his poem, Lorraine Hansberry, she has taken the title, A Raisin in the Sun, Dreams Deferred, etc. And Black fiction of African American literature is Ralph Ellison and James Baldwin. Then Black art movement is in connection with Harlem Renaissance. Harlem Renaissance leads to the Black art movement. Then we have Black poetry and Black drama. So with this, I'm going to end my session. If you have any doubts, please let me clarify. It is the time for the participants to clarify their doubts. If it is not possible for you to speak, then you can have a chat.
Ma'am, assignment questions.
I don't have all the details of assignment, just I have given the chance to teach. That's it, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
You can consult university people.
Okay, ma'am. Thank
Some
you.
important topics means here, all the major things which are included in the book, you need to concentrate, and you have to have an extra work, without which you can't get the complete knowledge. Have time and focus on each and every topic. It is very tough for both of us, you and me, to know everything from the book, because there are some limitations. So everything cannot be included in 1 hour session or in a textbook. So have your own research, have your own work to know the things better. Some important questions are like all the things are mentioned here already. Check your progress, like questions are there. Invisible Man, Ralph Ellison's Invisible Man is important. Death of a Salesman is important. And as text I am telling, Desire under the elms is much more important. Know the summary and have the analysis. And try to focus on character analysis especially, because characters are the heart of a play or a novel. Any doubts still?
No, ma'am.
Am I able to reach all your expectations? Any
Yes, ma'am.
comments?
Yes, ma'am.
Any suggestions, please?
Nothing, ma'am. You are wonderful. That's it.
Thank
You
you.
explain very well, ma'am.
Thank you. Yankee, somebody is asking Yankee meaning. Yankee is just like an identity given to an inhabitant, the one who is residing in New England region. Just like how we feel, we call ourselves as Indian, just like Yankee is a particular person who is having a link with the natives. Especially residing in New England means following the old culture or having that identity. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
If possible, we'll meet in further sessions. I'm expecting that. We'll see. Thank you. Thanks a lot, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
ma'am.
Hello, bye-bye. Hello.